Welcome to our spine-chilling journey through the 15 most terrifying natural locations around the world. Nature is often seen as a place of beauty and serenity, but beneath its surface lies a darker side that can send shivers down your spine. From haunting forests to eerie lakes, these locations are shrouded in mystery and tales of the supernatural. So, gather your courage as we delve into the stories and legends surrounding these fearsome places where the natural world meets the unknown. Are you ready to face the fears that lurk in these haunting landscapes? 1. Aokigahara Forest, Japan. Let me take you to the foot of Mount Fuji, where the infamous Aokigahara Forest lies. Known as the Suicide Forest, it is a place that many have entered, but few have returned from. Visitors often report feeling an overwhelming sense of dread as they step into the dense woods, where sunlight barely penetrates through the twisted, overgrown trees. As you walk deeper, the silence becomes deafening. No birds chirp, no wind rustles. The only sounds you might hear are the whispers of the lost souls who ended their lives here. There are signs throughout the forest urging people to reconsider their decisions, but the most haunting aspect of this place is the personal items left behind. Abandoned tents, shoes, photographs, and ropes hanging ominously from the trees. Legend has it that the spirits of those who died here wander the forest at night, lost and trapped, forever searching for peace. Some hikers have even claimed to feel cold hands touch them or hear faint cries in the distance. Would you dare to walk these haunted paths? 2. The Bermuda Triangle. Atlantic Ocean. The Bermuda Triangle is an enigmatic stretch of ocean where ships and planes vanish without a trace. The stories of entire crews disappearing mid-voyage have fueled theories of supernatural forces at play. Imagine being on a ship, sailing through calm waters, when suddenly, the instruments go haywire. Compasses spin uncontrollably, radios turn to static, and an eerie fog begins to envelop the vessel. The air grows heavy, and the temperature drops. Crew members start to panic as shadows flicker in the mist, and strange whispers echo from the ocean's depths. Then, without warning, the ship is gone, swallowed whole by the triangle. The ghostly remnants of these vessels are never found, and the souls of the lost mariners are said to linger in the waters, forever trapped in this deadly region. Many believe the Bermuda Triangle is a portal to another dimension, where the living and the dead are forced to coexist. 3. The Devil's Sea. Japan. South of Japan lies the treacherous Devil's Sea, a place as feared as the Bermuda Triangle. Local fishermen refuse to sail there, recounting tales of ghost ships, eerie lights, and monstrous sea creatures. In this desolate stretch of ocean, boats have been found adrift, their crews missing, as if they had simply vanished into thin air. Sailors speak of an overwhelming sense of doom when entering the area, claiming to see phantom ships emerging from the mist, their decks filled with the souls of those who met their untimely end. The water itself seems alive, swirling unnaturally, as if it's hiding something dark beneath its surface. There's an ancient legend that says the sea is cursed, and those who sail too close will be claimed by the spirits of the deep. Some nights, when the fog rolls in, you might hear the mournful cries of the doomed sailors, forever lost in the Devil's Sea. 4. Death Valley, USA. The unforgiving Death Valley in California has witnessed countless deaths, not just from its brutal heat, but also from the supernatural. The valley is home to ghost towns, abandoned by miners who died under mysterious circumstances. At night, in the stifling silence, many have reported hearing disembodied footsteps crunching in the desert sand, as if an invisible figure is following them. Some have seen ghostly miners wandering the valley, their faces etched with despair, forever searching for the gold that eluded them in life. A particular spot in the valley, known as Furnace Creek, is said to be a portal to the underworld. The desert air here feels thick, oppressive, and some visitors have claimed to see shadowy figures lurking just beyond their line of sight, only to vanish when approached. Death Valley holds the spirits of those who perished here, their restless souls wandering its desolate expanse. 5. Hoia Baciu Forest, Romania. In the heart of Transylvania lies the Hoia Baciu Forest, a place so haunted that it has been dubbed the Bermuda Triangle of Romania. This cursed forest is known for its eerie lights, disembodied voices, and unexplainable disappearances. People who enter the forest often report an overwhelming feeling of being watched, as if something is lurking just beyond the trees, hidden in the shadows. Time seems to distort in this forest. What feels like hours inside is often mere minutes in reality. Visitors have emerged with burns, rashes, and strange marks on their skin, unable to explain how they got them. There's a particular clearing in the forest where nothing grows, and locals say this is where the spirits of the dead gather. Those who dare to venture into the clearing at night speak of seeing ghostly apparitions, pale and translucent, floating just above the ground. Hoia Baciu is a place where the veil between our world and the spirit world is dangerously thin. 6. Mount Everest, Nepal. The towering Mount Everest, the highest point on Earth, holds more than just treacherous weather and challenging climbs. It harbors the souls of those who perished on its icy slopes. Climbers have long reported ghostly encounters on their way to the summit, especially in the infamous Death Zone. This part of the mountain is littered with the bodies of those who never made it back, preserved by the freezing temperatures. Some climbers have claimed to see shadowy figures in the distance, moving at impossible speeds across the snowy landscape. Others have heard voices, beckoning them off the trail, tempting them to step into the abyss. There's even a story of one climber who encountered a fellow mountaineer, only to realize later that the man had died years ago. The spirits of Everest are restless, and as you ascend its slopes, you might feel their presence, urging you to join them in eternal rest. 7. Lake Natron, Tanzania. Lake Natron is unlike any other body of water on Earth. Its blood-red hue and the high alkalinity of its waters are so extreme that any creature that comes into contact with it is calcified, turned into a stone-like statue. This eerie phenomenon has earned the lake its reputation as a portal to the underworld. When the wind blows across the lake's surface, it carries with it a sulfurous stench, like the breath of death itself. The petrified remains of birds and other animals line the shores, their lifelike poses frozen in time, as if they were turned to stone in an instant. Visitors to Lake Natron often report a feeling of unease, as though they're being watched by unseen eyes. The locals believe that the lake is cursed, and that the spirits of those who died there are trapped forever, wandering its shores in search of peace. 8. Poglia Island, Italy. Off the coast of Venice lies Poglia Island, a place so haunted that it has been sealed off from the public, used as a quarantine station for plague victims, and later as an insane asylum. The island is said to be home to thousands of restless spirits. The most infamous of these is the spirit of a doctor who performed gruesome experiments on the asylum's patients before jumping to his death from the bell tower. At night, the air on Poglia is thick with the scent of decay, and visitors have reported hearing screams, moans, and the clanging of chains. Shadows dart between the crumbling buildings, and some have seen figures standing in the windows of the old asylum, watching them with hollow eyes. The island's history is soaked in death, and its ghosts are said to be more than just memories. They are malevolent entities, seeking revenge on the living. 9. Snake Island. Brazil. Snake Island, off the coast of Brazil, is home to one of the deadliest snakes on the planet, the golden lancehead viper. But the real terror of the island comes from the stories of what happens to those who dare to set foot on its shores. According to legend, the snakes were once human, cursed to slither across the island for eternity. Fishermen tell of ghostly figures wandering the island at night, their bodies writhing as though they're half human, half serpent. The island's lighthouse, now abandoned, is said to be haunted by the last keeper, who was found dead, surrounded by hundreds of snakes. Visitors have reported hearing strange hissing sounds, not just from the snakes, but from the spirits of the cursed souls who roam the island, trapped in their serpentine forms. 10. Valley of the Headless Men. Canada. In the remote Valley of the Headless Men, in Canada's Northwest Territories, explorers and gold miners have been found dead, their bodies decapitated, with no sign of their heads. The indigenous Dene people believe that the valley is cursed, and that evil spirits protect its riches. Those who dare to enter the valley report feeling a deep sense of dread, as if they're being watched by unseen eyes. At night, strange lights are seen flickering across the sky, and the wind carries with it faint whispers, as though the valley itself is speaking. Some say that the spirits of the Headless Men haunt the valley, seeking revenge on those who dare to take its gold. Others believe that there is something far darker, lurking in the shadows, something that has been hunting the living for centuries. 11. Skeleton Coast. Namibia. The Skeleton Coast of Namibia is a desolate and unforgiving place, where the bones of shipwrecks and whales line the shores. The coast is known for its eerie fog, which rolls in without warning, trapping ships and their crews in its deadly grip. Many sailors who were shipwrecked here were never seen again, and their ghosts are said to haunt the coastline. Some say that on foggy nights, you can hear the cries of the doomed sailors, calling out for help as they wander the barren desert, forever lost. Others have reported seeing ghost ships emerge from the mist, only to disappear just as quickly. The Skeleton Coast is a place where the line between life and death is blurred, and the spirits of the dead are always near. 12. The Catacombs of Paris, France. Beneath the bustling streets of Paris lies a network of tunnels, known as the Catacombs, where the bones of over 6 million people are stacked in macabre displays. The air in the catacombs is heavy and still, and the walls seem to whisper as you walk through the narrow passages. Visitors have reported feeling disoriented, as though the tunnels are shifting around them, leading them deeper into the darkness. Some have heard footsteps following them, only to turn around and find no one there. Others have seen shadowy figures moving just out of sight, as though the spirits of the dead are watching their every move. The catacombs are a place of death, and those who spend too much time there may find themselves lost in its labyrinthine depths, never to return. 13. The Danakil Depression. Ethiopia. The Danakil Depression in Ethiopia is one of the most inhospitable places on Earth, with temperatures reaching over 120 degrees Fahrenheit and toxic gases seeping from the ground. The landscape is otherworldly, with boiling lakes of acid and sulfurous geysers spewing noxious fumes. But there are those who believe that the Danakil is more than just a natural hellscape. It's a gateway to the underworld. Visitors have reported seeing strange lights flickering in the distance, and hearing unearthly sounds emanating from the ground. Some say that the spirits of the dead are trapped here, unable to escape the inferno. Others believe that there is something far darker, lurking beneath the surface, waiting for the right moment to emerge. 14. Buckley Village, England. The quaint Buckley village in Kent may seem idyllic at first glance, but it holds the title of the most haunted village in England. The village is home to a dozen ghosts, including the spirit of a woman who was burned alive and a monk who roams the churchyard at night. Residents have reported seeing ghostly apparitions in their homes and hearing the sound of footsteps following them down the narrow streets. The village's most infamous ghost is the Screaming Man, who can be heard wailing in the woods at night, his cries piercing the silence. Buckley is a place where the dead walk among the living, and those who visit may find themselves face to face with one of its many restless spirits. 15. The Door to Hell. Turkmenistan, in the heart of the Karakum Desert, lies the Door to Hell, a massive crater that has been burning for decades. The fiery pit was accidentally created during a Soviet drilling operation, and it has been spewing flames ever since. The locals believe that the crater is a portal to the underworld, and that the flames are the breath of the devil himself. Visitors to the site often report feeling an overwhelming sense of dread as they approach the crater, as though something is pulling them towards the flames. The heat is intense, and the air is filled with the smell of sulfur. Some have claimed to see shadowy figures moving in the flames, as though the spirits of the damned are trapped within the pit, waiting for someone to join them in eternal torment. And there you have it, the 15 most terrifying natural locations around the world that reveal nature's spine-chilling secrets. Each of these places holds stories that make your hair stand on end, reminding us that there's more to the world than meets the eye. Whether it's the whispers of the wind in haunted woods or the eerie silence of abandoned islands, we invite you to explore these locations, if you dare. Thank you for joining us on this haunting adventure, and don't forget to subscribe for more ghostly tales and chilling explorations.